What's up, everybody? It's Hardy Construction. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, as well as Instagram, but mostly find us on YouTube, where you can share and repost our work. Give us a like, give us a thumbs up. We're your host, Comp, and
Puppy Boy.
Today's film is
Cooties, 2014.
Cooties, 2014. A mysterious virus hits an isolated elementary school, transforming the kids into a feral swarm of mass savages.
Wow.
An unlikely hero must lead a motley band of teachers in the fight of their lives. Directed by Jonathan Milot and Carrie Murnion. Written by Lee Whannell, Ian Brennan, and somebody else. Starring Elijah Wood, Rainn Wilson, Allison Pill, and a whole bunch of...
Oh, wait, the vice principal wrote this. That's cool.
Yes. You know who Lee Whannell is, too, right?
That's...
He created Saw.
Really?
And he's also in the movie. He's one of the actors. He's one of the guys.
Okay. Cool.
He plays Doug.
He's the one that's like has to read a book that tells him how to be normal and is like diagnosing the vaccine and all this shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So why did you pick Cooties 2014?
Because Elijah Wood is in it.
That's true. Elijah Wood
and Spectre Vision, I believe, does this.
Yeah, I know. Spectre Vision, I was trying to look to see if they'd still do acceptance of scripts, but they don't for a while. So
Yeah.
I don't know. But still, the good thing about Elijah Wood is that he and his co-producer partner, they run Spectre Vision, which I don't know if it's a part of A24. A24 does those sort of boutique films.
Okay.
And Spectre Vision sort of focuses mostly on boutique horror. So very sort of specific type of artsy horror.
I like most of what I've seen.
Sort of films like A Girl Walks Home, Alone at Night, the movie that we reviewed, the black and white.
And they did Mandy. They did Mandy. That's a good one.
It's even on the marquee in this film, actually, in Cooties.
And they did The Boy, and they did that awful Toad Road. I didn't like that one, but...
That was pretty awful.
Greasy Strangler.
But he is part of a podcast called Visitations, where they interview horror directors. They had a really good one with Guillermo del Toro, so that was interesting.
Cool.
So this film came out in 2014. It had a little buzz to it. Then it sort of just vanished for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't come to be, and I know you had told me you wanted to review this, and I had seen it probably in 2014.
Wow.
And then
look at this guy.
Recently, another film that came out with a similar vibe to it, although I think it's different in a way, is called Little Monsters. Not the one
with the horrible, the guy that hosts Deal or No Deal. What?
Billy? Is it Billy?
No, no.
Bobby? What's his name? He's in Bobby's World. What the hell is that actor's name? How can we forget that guy's name?
Bobby's World. Hold on.
Mendelsohn?
Oh, what's a stupid name?
He's got terrible OCD and he can't touch people's hands.
He's so annoying in that movie. Howie Mandel.
Howie Mandel, right.
I have to say, I watched Little Monsters, the original, the one that had the kid from Wonder Years, and his character is, I had such fond memories. It's basically like Jar Jar Binks. He's like Jar Jar Binks.
Is he that bad?
He's that annoying. I could not watch the movie.
You can tell that he's just improvising most of the film. Like he's just making
everything
shit up,
was not funny. It was just annoying. Like I couldn't. Me and my friend were watching it, and we literally stopped it like 45 minutes in. Like, this is too much. Like, we can't handle it.
I like the last 5 minutes when they're saying goodbye, and then that song comes on, and they're on the beach. I like that part. That's the part that I mostly remember. The rest of the movie, I don't really remember. I don't think I remember seeing the film.
Don't rewatch it. Don't spoil your childhood the way I did.
Anyway, so this film, there's another film that came out with Lupita Nyong'o from Us, and she was also in Star Wars, the newer trilogy, and she was also in Black Panther playing his girlfriend. It's about a school trip, and it's besieged by monsters, and I think they're trying to keep a group of little kids safe from zombies, while the little kids are the zombies. So I thought they might.
I would feed the kids to the zombies. We don't need the future.
I would try to do I was trying to do a double feature, but Danny just was not interested at all.
I just don't.
So this film, Danny, what about this film worked for you? What is this film about?
It is a funny film, so you have to go in knowing this. It has lovable characters like Clint.
Explain the movie. Explain everything about.
I see. Please. Okay. A New York writer, who is really not a New York writer, moves back in with his mom and becomes a substitute teacher at his old school, and meets a girl he likes and her horrible boyfriend, played by Dwight from The Office, and some weird people that are also teachers and horrible
Yeah,
students.
Dwight from The Office. I forget what is
Rain
that.
Wilson.
What is Rainn Wilson's? He has a like a specific religion. Like he's a
I
religious
think he's
guy.
Buddhist. I think he's Buddhist.
I don't know. He has he had a thing called Soul Pancake, which I think was supposed to be a big sort of
Oh yeah, I'm
YouTube
looking at
channel.
Soul Pancake 2008.
It was like he was supposed to be like a huge. I think it still is around, and I think he was supposed to, I think that was like supposed to be like a source of income, but I don't really think anything came of it.
Okay.
And you know me, I can't stand. Not that I can't stand, but I'm just not interested in The Office. And
It's all right. The first few seasons are good.
Oh, he's part of a member of the Baha'i faith. So let me get into this. What is this religion about?
Does it
Baha'i.
involve
It sounds like-
sacrificing people?
Who knows? Let me read. I can't read because I got a fucking ad blocker. Excuse me.
Oh my God. You're blocking the
What
advertisements?
is the belief of the Baha'i faith? Beliefs.
Bah-
The teachings of the holy macro. Baha'u'llah, the founder of Baha'i faith, forms the foundation of Baha'i belief. 3 principles are central to these teachings: the unity of God, the unity of religion, and the unity of humanity. Okay, that's not so bad, I guess.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Who cares? In any case, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, I don't know why I brought that up, but anyway, he's an actor. I closely.
He has a
associate him
face.
with
He has
Dwight,
head.
and I
He
can't
has
stand Dwight.
legs.
I can't stand Dwight, so I just.
He's
tend
supposed
not
to
watch his
be.
films,
He's
although
supposed to be insufferable. You're not supposed
he
to
was
like him.
good in. He was good in that show. In that movie, The Boy. He's like dealing with a little.
He is good in.
9-year-old boy.
He's good in 2000. What am I saying?
2001: Space Odyssey.
No, I'm getting so. House of a Thousand Corpses
Yeah, he was good in that.
as Fish Boy, I believe he is. Yeah.
And I'm sure 3 from Hell is a masterpiece. All right, so
I wanna
Elijah
see
Wood is
that.
Clint. He's a much failed big writer.
I like
Not a
the
big
scene
writer.
where he writes his name and the guy's a cunt, and then you look and it looks like cunt when he writes out Clint because the L and the I together equals like a U.
Rainn Wilson is like an insufferable gym teacher, from which I remember.
Yeah.
Allison Pill is another sort of teacher. She's Lucy. She becomes sort of the romantic interest. She's dating Wade, who is Rainn Wilson's character, and there's supposed to be some tension between them. Like Rainn is supposed to be the obviously asshole boyfriend that he's sort of controlling and snide and has too much machismo, and Elijah Wood is like the total opposite.
I like the
which draws Allison's eyes.
I like the Rebecca one who has a rape whistle on her body, and then also the guy Doug is like very funny to me because he's just like. So the humor is so stupid. Like it's like the dumbest humor.
Yeah, he was. If you remember Saw, he was the other guy that was in the room. The first movie, he was the guy that was in the room.
I thought that was the director also.
No, the director's Australian Asian.
Or he wrote it then. He wrote
Yes,
it.
he's the
Right, I
writer
see.
of Saw. He wrote this. He wrote Saw. He wrote an interesting. He wrote and directed an interesting little science fiction movie called
Insidious.
Upgrade
Oh wow.
that came out. Yeah, he directed the third Insidious. I didn't bother watching that. I was sort of done after the first.
I'm sure
Insidious
it's terrible, but
but he's he's a cool guy. He's done Upgrade, which was much better than anything else he's done. Naseem
Okay.
Perdrad is the one who did Rebecca. She was like a Saturday Night Live actress. I believe she is of Middle Eastern descent. She's a very pretty girl.
she was in
I think she's in the new Aladdin
Curb Your
movie.
Enthusiasm. She was in Curb Your Enthusiasm, and it says on her thing, and I'm assuming it's the one with the Palestinian chicken, but I'm not positive.
Nah, she's too young. I don't know who she would play. She was like, by the time that came out, she must have been very young then.
Foisted. Episode is called Foisted.
I know
which
Jack
one that is.
McBrayer is in here. Jack McBrayer is that sort of the blonde, toothy guy. The guy who's like very.
Oh, and then also they had Hurley.
That guy.
Hurley from The Office was in there too.
But Jack McBrayer was also from that show, a show that is much better every time. Because I'm not wanting to go check out NBC shows like The Office and stuff like that. But he was in this series called The Rock. Was it 30 Rock? Which is a show written.
Yeah, it is
And
in 30
anytime
Rock,
I'd see an episode of it, it's like hilarious. So I don't know why I haven't gone and watched the whole series. But
Apparently, it's really good. I
it
haven't
is-
seen it
it's-
though.
I saw it was created by Tina Fey, and she's actually a very
Yeah.
funny comedian. But there was a
Yeah.
part where Alec Baldwin is having a scene with Tracy Morgan, and he's supposed to be doing impersonation of Tracy Morgan's family. And he's like, he's playing Tracy Morgan's mind. Like, yeah, I can't believe that's happening. And then he's like, okay, yeah. Tracy Morgan's like, okay. Then he does like a black guy's voice, like, yeah, man. And then he does like a white guy's voice. But you know what? When black people make fun of white people and they do that, hey, excuse me, like that voice, he does that voice, and then Tracy Morgan calls him racist for doing it. It's like the stupidest fucking thing. Anyway, so this film is chock full of sort of very well-known SNL or regular comedic actors. So it's not hurting for unfunny people. But the basic premise is children as zombies, and it's not like graphic violence.
Through chicken. And it shows you the process of how they make chicken nuggets, which is
really
absolutely
gross.
Disgusting.
I assume anything with the pus. What was it? I remember seeing somebody saying there was like some sort of story where a person bit into a chicken nugget and pus came out because it was like a vein.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens when you eat industrial meat, like industrialized meat food, like whatever that shit would be called, pink slime or whatever.
Right. Oh yeah, that is pretty grotesque. But the basic gist of this is that what like you just explained before we talked on this is that if before you hit puberty, if you're affected by whatever the fuck these kids are, that they turn them into zombies. And
do you think that they'll continue to go through puberty? Like if they're not like physically, I mean, do they die all the way,
no,
or maybe
they're dead? There's not going to be any.
They're dead.
Changing
Okay.
of the cells formation, I assume. I assume the cell formation is dead when they keep them. Because what does it say?
Well, because the turning happens so quick.
Times
so it could have been seen as a, like a 28 days later, like a virus that makes you crazy, not one that kills you and makes you come back from the dead.
Yeah, because I mean, people in general, like I think after every 10 years, we're essentially a new person, even though we look like the same. Because of our cell breakup and cell structuring. Anyway, what are we talking about? Go ahead. You wanted to talk about this movie. What's this movie about? Talk, please.
All right. There's nothing else to say.
Exactly.
There's
short episode.
all these kids get infected. Adults can get infected, but they just poop and puke and stuff, and then they're fine.
Wait, they turn back to normal at the end?
No.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Oh, if the adults are affected by the zombie.
Yeah, no, I'm saying the adults just puke and then they're good. But it's fun seeing Elijah Wood being his lovable, dorky self.
Was there any negatives that you can say about this film for yourself?
I mean, it's not really scary at all, but that's not really a negative because it's a comedy.
Yeah,
it's definitely much
like
more comedy than horror.
It's a dark comedy. It's not really a horror. It's
well,
a horror
I mean,
film
there
in the
is
sense
like
that
there is graphic violence.
Right. Was the violence enough for you in the movie?
Yeah, it's nice. I wish there was a little more. I do like how what's his face, Dwight is like setting fire to them with it's so stupid. The humor is so dumb when he's like sets fire to all of them at the end. And basically, I guess it's worldwide because all these chicken nuggets went out everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you think something like this could happen?
I'm pretty sure it has probably, but I'm sure people have gotten sick from ice cream treats. You know, when they eat ice cream and they there was a big thing about there was a company called
Wait, like the sandwiches?
No. There's a company called Bluebell or something Bell, Blue Cow or some shit like that. It's a huge ice cream company. It's not really like in New York City, but it's sort of a nationwide ice cream company, and people were dying because they kept getting listeria. Which I forget what that is, but it's like like maybe somebody.
Isn't that what Listerine kills?
It's I guess when people probably because I mean it's when people like have a finger in their ass and they touch the ice cream or something. And
I thought that was Hep A.
People just kept getting older people kept getting it, dying. Bluebell, I think it's called, and I was like, holy fuck, I would never. And ice cream is back.
So was there a farmer sticking a finger up his ass before he touched each ice cream?
Cow and they froze it, but people got sick, and then they still sell the ice cream, and I was like, I would. Never...
I just had this great visual. You know when you you see somebody lick their finger and then turn the page of a book or whatever, and they keep it. Just picture somebody touching their ass and then handing out an ice cream and touching their ass and.
And you see corn and peanuts on the page. Disgusting. Oh, I crossed the line. We gotta talk about this movie, right? I mean, we only got 10 episodes.
We gotta talk about this movie. Okay, so
this really shows when I don't engage, like when Danny is left to be in charge.
When I'm left to my own devices,
Danny is
this show's over in 5 minutes.
Well, the guys have shoes in the movie. It's like that.
Speaking of shoes, I got I got new boots.
Okay, people don't want to hear
They're
about this. Let's talk
all
about the
right, all
film.
right, all right, all right. Let's talk about the film here. Okay,
What characters
so
rank the characters from best to worst, and why there's strengths to them? Like what?
I actually ended up liking the Dwight Wade character quite a bit because he ends up being like kind of a little badass hero, and
Yeah.
I think this movie could actually have a sequel.
At least
Like,
they changed it that he served a purpose and he wasn't just sort of an asshole boyfriend that just dies, because that seems to be the point in a lot of
he
movies.
wasn't really that much of an asshole. I mean,
Right, right.
he was kind of lovable.
He was just arrogant. He was probably like the big shark in a little pool sort of thing, or big fish in a little pool.
Yeah.
So it's nice that he was an asshole, but then he got
This is like strangely like a pro teacher movie.
well, yeah, I would hope everything is pro teacher. You know what I mean? Because it's like
Well, no, but it's like they like give like a speech about taking pride in being a teacher and
Right.
shit. But then they proceed to kill children. But they do protect the one child that's still alive.
right.
And I guess so long as they get him through puberty, he'll be okay.
What do you think about the relationship between Alison Pill's character and Elijah? Would you think it was realistic?
Yeah, but who knows what's going to happen now because that guy's back. Dwight survived. Or wait,
Yeah, I
wait,
think
keep calling him
she
Dwight.
ended up deciding to stay with him because he proved himself that he wasn't just all talk. So I
Right.
think
He's got to get rid of that mustache, though.
yeah, and he didn't. And the boyfriend, he never found out that his girlfriend basically had a small, kiss with another guy. He should have just ended up
Yeah.
with the other girl. I would have been like, "Fuck you." And
Maybe they could have threesomes. I mean, it's the end of the world, so all rules are off.
Because I mean, like, you got to think. Well, yeah, you can't have kids anymore, right? In this world,
Can you imagine? Yeah, right. Right, yeah, you can't.
because it's
Even a baby.
Yeah, because-
Even a baby.
yeah, it becomes
get
sort of
infected.
it becomes sort of like what's that movie? Children of Men, where all the kids would be fucking extinct in a way because nobody would have kids. I'm sure some
Or
religious people
that
would
what's it,
have
Mom and Dad? Remember that one?
Oh, that too. Well, it was the opposite, right? But no,
Yeah, that was the
it
parents
serves
killing
its
it.
purpose as a zombie film. Like, there's nothing new about it other than there are obviously killer kid films that have been. out
It
for a
does
while.
drag on a little, I have to say.
In what
at
in
the
what
end,
sense?
at the end, like it's like you think it's going to be over, and then there's like a whole other like 10-minute scene.
Yeah, and not a lot of the main characters get killed, which is nice.
Yeah.
They stick around. It's sort of like Zombieland, where there's sort of main characters.
Yeah, but you don't like Zombieland.
No, I didn't say I didn't like it. I just thought it was okay. I don't think it's the greatest movie.
I don't understand that. How could you look at Bill Murray in a movie like that and say
I
it's
don't
okay?
give a fuck about Bill Murray. I don't care. I'm not. We've
Oh my
already
God.
discussed this. Like, Bill Murray's okay. Like, I don't understand why people go crazy about it. Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean?
What does he do? Did he pay your fucking bills? What does he do that's so great?
He did pay
'Cause
my
he's
bills, actually.
It's because he's obnoxiously sarcastic
Not
or something. I don't have a
obnoxious.
problem with Bill
Murray
Murray.
is not obnoxious. Bill Murray is not
What
obnoxious.
does he do? What's he
He's
doing?
just a lovable,
All right.
wholesome man.
What does he do? You ever watch all his
He's-
shit from the 70s from Saturday Night Live? Is that great?
I've watched a lot of it, actually. Yeah,
Oh,
he's a
those are
great
the
man.
worst. Saturday Night Live in the 70s was the worst. I don't get that.
What?
For me, it is. I'm sure the people appreciate it. That's why it's been there forever.
Yo, it was like groundbreaking shit. And then, what? You're crazy.
Ghostbusters
Every
is
great
good
movie.
in it, like that.
Okay.
He was good
What
in
about
he was
Groundhog
good in
Day?
Zombieland too.
What about Groundhog Day?
Whatever I've seen him in, he's good in it. But I don't understand this
Caddyshack?
like blind, like
Little
he's
Shop
a
of
cult
Horror?
lord. Yeah, he was
Because
good in
he's
that, too.
amazing.
Yeah, no,
All
I
right,
get
we're
that,
not
but I
gonna-
don't understand why people go insane over it. It's not. I don't have an issue with Bill Murray.
There's no insanity.
It's the
Look,
people that go
even
insane over it.
even Woody Harrelson understood in Zombieland.
Okay, this is a fascinating episode. This is an episode that sounds like it was a mistake to do. But anyway, what is your rating?
Maybe it was, but you know what? You can't progress
undo it, right?
in this world without learning from your mistakes.
I feel bad for the person that usually likes us on YouTube because they say, "Man, they were like, oh, four great in a row, 5 great in a row," and then they're gonna be like, and then just wait for our next episode.
That's okay. We needed to kill
That's
their
all right.
buzz.
We're doing for Halloween, so that's a great episode.
You just spoiled.
Who cares? Anyway, with that, Danny, what rating would you give this film? I'll bleep it out.
I will give this film a solid 7.5.
Wow, I would have thought you would have gave it a 9 by the
It's
by
like
the outrageousness of you wanting to do this episode.
it's a passable, fun movie, but it's nothing so
Exactly.
special.
Exactly. That's why I don't like to do these movies because
Just why
It's
do you
like a zombie
gotta?
movie. Zombie movies are all the same movie.
That is not true. I Am a Hero.
That's because it's in Japan, and Japan's not a normal place like here in the United States.
Day of the
It's a
Dead.
magic place.
Okay.
Day of the
I'm
Dead.
gonna
Which
give
Day of
this
the Dead? The horror.
the fucking
Do you know
original,
they
not
remade
the.
that Day of the Dead twice? There's another one. We gotta review that one. That one we
Oh
gotta
wow, I
review.
can't imagine how bad it is.
I don't know. Between the girl who doesn't have bullets in her gun and they never explain it, that was a wow. What a movie.
I'm gonna give this a
7 out of 10.
7.5
7
out
out
of
of
10. Very, very satisfying death by cock-shaped hitch. Well, it's like a rooster hitch on the back of a car into Patriot's face
I would give
against a
this.
tree.
I'd give this a 6 out of 10. Um, trapping children in a Chuck E. Cheese-esque maze and giving them what for. And with that, Danny, what's the final word?
Hallway. Wow.